everyone? This is Vinny Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business that is episode 12. I am Vinny Venom, your host, music producer, remixer, songwriter, record label owner, apparel owner, entrepreneur, public figure. I want to start off by saying thank you to a fan and an amazing brother and friend, Jorge Fernandez. He sent me a gift, an amazing water bottle that he's been going crazy figuring out how he's going to send it and sending it, and I wasn't getting it. I finally got it. So I wanted to thank Jorge Fernandez from Home Vinyl. He's a DJ. I'll give you his information in the description, his Facebook channel, and you could contact him and talk to him and connect with him. He's an amazing guy, Jorge Fernandez, and he sent me this amazing water bottle that I'm going to get great use out of it, and I'm going to enjoy it. And the reason why he's sending me this, and people are like, hey, why is he sending you a gift, Vin? I gave him some information a while back. He explained to me and say, hey, man, because I was doing this prior, a different show. I was doing this on Facebook Live, and what happened was I started connecting with a lot of people, and they started noticing it. And people, when they notice something, they want to know information. What did I start doing? How did I start doing? What's the best bet doing? And I told them connect with these groups, these music groups, and that's what I've been doing, and connecting with them and knowing more and more people and getting to know what they're doing, and they'll get to know what you're doing and liking what you're doing is a great way to be informed and also start getting data. And people that like your stuff would like to know more about it and would like to share it and like it and download it and stream it and all these other things and watch your shows. So you could actually constantly conversate with each other up on open gigs or what you're doing, events that are happening, upcoming events, events that passed, and say, hey man, you just missed my event. Have another one coming up in another month. Definitely would like you to check it out. And if you could come, I would definitely would love you to be a guest and all these stuff. And you connect with these people, and people, it's all about connecting and loving life and enjoying people and getting to know more about people. That's the best way. And these groups are the best way of doing it. Either if you're doing EDM music, if you're doing house, if you're doing electro, if you're doing trap, if you're doing hip hop, or you're just contacting these groups just to connect with people and conversate with people, because that became the new norm. So, Jorge, thank you so much for this wonderful, amazing, and yes, I like the black metal bottle, and I'm definitely gonna get great use of it. Putting water in there, and my juices, and my teas, and my concoctions that I make and I drink. Thank you so much, Jorge, and for giving me this amazing gift. So I get a lot of people contacting me and asking me for information, and I'm getting more information as I'm doing this, right? So people know that I stream my music, and it's on Spotify, and it's on Tidal, and it's on all these other companies that I've just hooked up with and started working with, like Audius Music, that my music's blowing up on there. And thank everybody for showing me love and supporting me and following me every day. I get more and more followers every minute, every second. Thank you that you're appreciating what I've been putting out there, and I really appreciate it. Companies like Hyperdent, that I've been putting all my remixes, that the remixes that I did, that all the mix DJs are playing on their mix shows and sharing it with other DJs and contacting me and saying, hey, Vin, do me a favor, please send me that remix. Like Zorn Hamilton that contacted me and say, hey, man, could you resend me that? And I use Hyperdid. I'm saying it right. Hyperdid. You could look at the link on the bottom, and if you could check out my next episode, you could see exactly. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry, but look at my episode 11, and you'll see the name. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, you'll know exactly what it is. And I've been doing all my remixes on that, and you have DJs telling me, "Hey, man," and I showed them the download, how I got it on Hyperdent, and I just sent them the link, and it's so great for them to download it, and it's so easy. So I'm trying to make things easy for people. That's the thing, because time is the one thing that we have, but we never have enough of it. So we have to make the best of it. So I started entering my stuff into music libraries besides placing my music in movies and whatnot. One of the companies that I'm dealing with is Pond 5. Okay. It's an amazing company that I just started. I downloaded all my music on there. Um, and not only you could download all your complete track or song, but you could also add, let's say, the strings to it, the synth to it, your organs, your organ melody to it, your orchestral sounds to it, and you could put it out there, and people buy the license, and you get paid whatever amount you want to put down. You want to put down $5, you want to put $20, you want to put $95, whatever you think it's worth, and you put it down there. People buy the licensing for it. I think it's one license or two license per person. I'm not sure, but everything is also connected with that. Plus, they also put a watermark on there for you. Other companies don't have a watermark, so you have to create your own watermark on it. But I looked into it, and they have their own watermark that puts in when you put your music in there, and I think it's played every few seconds or whatever. It's pretty loud, they said, but doesn't matter. It just gets the job done, so that's a good thing. So there's companies like Hype. There's companies like Pod Five, and there's Audio Jungle is another one. So I'm starting to figure these companies out, and as I know more information about them and actually connect with them, I will give you guys more information so you could connect with them also. Because you got to figure out there's a lot of ways to uh, connect with companies where you could, like with, let's say, Pod 5, right? You could sell something for $3, right? Where how many streams it would take you to get $3 from Spotify. You know what I'm saying? It's all about figuring out and coming out with the best version that benefits you at the end of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to give people information that's going to connect with them in some way or another. So these are things that's been out in the social media for a long time. I'm not just putting it out there. So I always tell people, do your homework, um, investigate, look into things. Don't just jump into things. Try to figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it and what's the best way of doing it. Like, perfect example, you see the graphics that I did, and I know a bunch of people are going to probably contact me and say, hey man, those graphics are amazing. Who did that for you? I did that. The reason why I did this graphic is because I'm talking about movie placement. So I wanted to create something that looked like a movie with special effects. You got the guy running, you got the flying saucer, you got the shark in the water, you got the meteor blowing up, and the dragon flying around it. So these are things that you have to figure out for yourself, and you have to experiment and try to see what's the best source of action for you. Everything in life is trial and error. And you have to figure out that you have to make mistakes before you figure out and get everything correct each and every time. Everything's not going to work out for you the first time doing something. If it does, then you're lucky as hell because, it doesn't work out. Sometimes people just get things really fast. Some people it takes a little longer. Some people it takes even longer than that. So, especially now with technology and everything, just go on YouTube and try to find the best person that is going to give you the best information on what you're trying to do. You might not get it with the first guy. You might not get it with the second guy. You might not get it with the third guy. You might not get it with the fourth guy, but you might get it with the fifth guy. And this is what I do. When I do that and I get great information from that person, it's a privilege and an honor for me to subscribe to their channel because they made my life much easier. They gave me the information that I was looking for that I wasn't getting, but finally I got it from this person. And I know now I have this person that I always have to rely. If I don't know something, this person's been doing this longer than me, so I can go back to this person and maybe contact this person and actually connect with him, not on a YouTube way, but on a personal way and say, hey, man, I got a lot of your information that you gave me. It really helped me out. I subscribed to your channel. I've been sharing it. I liked, I also commented, and he'll see that I commented. By the way, this is what I do also if you want to check my stuff out. So you're giving him an idea that you like what he did for you like what he's been doing for everyone, and you're also want him to know what you're doing also if you want to check out what you're doing maybe it relate to some way to something that he wants to do or something he did, or maybe you relate to it each other in some way or another. You know what I'm saying? So it's always connecting, and always, if you find someone that gives you the right information, definitely praise that personally, definitely connect with that person, because he's giving and informing you with information that you probably couldn't get it by yourself, and you got it. And if you do, read, and also look on YouTube and try to connect with people. And when you do connect with people, definitely subscribe to their channel. Like if you're getting information from me right now and I'm giving you some information that's helping you gain momentum and what you're trying to do, and say, hey man, Vinny's explaining to me things so easy and I'm getting so much from him and it's helping me out a lot. I should subscribe to his channel. That's why I always tell people everything in life is choice. So if you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe, like, and share and comment. When you like something, let me explain something to you. The algorithms show that someone is liking what you're doing, and this show gets noticed more and more and more. That helps me and it helps other people because it's connecting with people that are probably at the point where they're looking to give up. Um, they were trying to get some information and they're not getting it and they're not getting the job done. So this is making it easier for them, you know? Years ago, we didn't have this option. This option never existed. We couldn't have this. We didn't have the option that we could just type in something and, we could have typed in something, but it wasn't answered the way it is now with visuals and graphics and all these effects and whatever. And people spending time and telling you exactly and links and where you can connect with this and connect with that. We didn't even have that option. Now the technology is so vast and so great that you have this option and you can do what I'm doing or what you're doing. Maybe it's not panning out for you. Maybe you need to find out some more different alternatives of what you did. And this is giving you those alternatives. So these are ways that you learn from it and you grow from it and you pass it on to other people. I know prior to this show, episode 11, I talked about Hyperdent and I talked about Audius Music. And someone brought Audius Music to my attention and said, hey, man, your music's amazing. You should definitely check out Audius Music. And I did. And I started all my music's on there right now. Okay. All the stuff that I did, my own stuff and stuff that I did with my label that I'm signed with, and a lot more people are getting to know more about me and I'm getting to know more about them because I'm also connecting them on not just my music level but on their music level, because I'm hearing a lot of artists that I'm really loving their music, singers and stuff, and I'm probably going to reach out to them and connect to them and probably try to figure out, maybe you could send me vocals and I could work on some stuff. And like I always do, you own your vocal rights, I own the music, and everything else like I've been doing. I always do that. They own the song, they wrote the song, they own the songwriting, I own my publishing and vice versa. Um, so I have a lot of things going on. I'm working with a lot of projects. That's why a lot of people are always looking into what I'm doing and whatnot. I'm always posting stuff. If I don't post something for a while, then when I post it, people are like, oh, now I see what Vinny was doing. Uh, I'm actually working with a major label right now. I'm not going to say what label it is. Working on something. I'll give more information as it develops. And people say, hey, Vin, how do you get all these connections? How do I see all these DJs connecting with you? It takes a lot of time, especially the recent remix that I just did. Um, I've been putting out so much music out throughout the years, and recently, these past few years, my own stuff, and it was getting noticed. It was getting played on the radio. It was getting on the charts, but not as much as these latest remixes that I did, especially the remix that I did for this amazing singer that everyone that knows me knows who the singer is. Um, and the mix shows that are playing it and praising it and loving it and telling me, the ones that haven't got it, please send it to me because I definitely want to add it to my mix show. That makes me feel good that I'm actually doing something that making people enjoy hearing it and enjoy their audience are enjoying listening to it also. So that's a great feeling knowing that that is developing. And I noticed it that my stuff was, everybody says, someone put it to me in that situation. You know, original stuff is great, but people want to hear music from their artists that they are accustomed of listening to, like, Adele or Chris Brown or Cardi B or Minaj or all these other artists, Coldplay, all these artists that you probably love and enjoy and amazing fans of them and whatnot. You want to hear a different a different version of their music. I was trying to say a word, but I can't get it, so I'm going to say a different version of their original track, and that's what a remix is. Someone else's comprehension of that version of that song in their own way. So they're giving you a different version of how they see that song in their head. And so people could have a different style. Either it could be progressive house, it could be hip hop, it could be electro, it could be trance, it could be slap house, it could be bass house, it could be future house, it could be soulful, all these different elements and styles of music onto the version that you originally heard that maybe was just a R&B track or a club normal house track, changing it to a different genre of style of music. So there's a lot of things that go into that. So it's a great thing that people get to hear this stuff. Um, and it gives a longer life to the track because now you getting a track that you loved, but you heard it so much, but now you're hearing a different version of it. So it's like starting all over again. Same track that you loved, but you're getting a different outlook on it now, and it's given more more time to people to enjoy it again. And the people that haven't heard it because the original version wasn't their style of music, this style is theirs. So they're taking the track in a different way now because it's going to their taste palette. So I'm talking a lot and my mouth is drying, and I don't want to mess up. So I'm trying to do my best. So all I want to say is I'm going to give people a lot of information, and I've been giving people a lot of information that people have been enjoying and telling me how much they've been enjoying it and thanking me for just doing what I've been doing. And I said I was going to do this because talking to a lot of producers, especially young producers, they didn't know the ideas of IP addresses for like your publishing. Either you're with BMI or you're with ASCAP or you're with SECA, or all these other things that are knowing about royalties or mechanical royalties or publishing royalties or placement, um, or licensing or non-exclusive or exclusive. They didn't know any of that stuff. So I thought I had to do something to give people. I know there's a lot of shows like this, but I wanted to do a different outlook and a different take on it, the way I'm doing it. I know a lot of people are used to seeing me, and you eventually will see me again. I'll be doing the green screen, and probably there'll be the same graphics and be me with these graphics in front of the green screen and whatever. But right now, I'm doing it this way. I'm trying to figure out what's the next plan. I'm always thinking ahead, always going to the next plateau. That's what I've been doing. So a lot of people say to me, "Hey, man, I see a lot of people respect you. People enjoy what you're doing." I get a lot of people saying, "Hey, man, what a great thing that Vinny's doing." I'm getting a lot of information from it, and I want to give people more and more information because there's so there's so much versatility of different things you could be doing. Like if you sold your stuff on Pod Five, right, and you say you sold it for $95. Okay, so you're getting $95, right? Well, imagine how long it would take you for streaming on Spotify to make $95. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is also if you have a YouTube channel and you're doing what I'm doing, also start developing that, start putting effort into that, figuring out what could you do that could benefit not only you but could benefit a lot of people. And you have to keep it interesting, and you have to keep it definitely something that's going to be appealing to people, that's going to make them want to come and check out what you're doing and what you've been doing. So you definitely have to keep it interesting. You can't just do something and it cannot be uninteresting. It has to be interesting. Something boring, people are going to get tired of it and just move on to something else that's more interesting in their way than what you're putting out now. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people quality, consistency, and quantity, right? Quality, consistency, and quantity. That's what everybody's been asking me. Those are the three things that you should have and take serious. If you're going to put out a great song, I always say definitely great artwork, great cover jacket, great music video, great posting, great advertisement. When you put out the music to people to entice them, definitely entice them. Don't make something boring that people are gonna just overlook it and move on to the next person. There's so much great music out there, but nobody puts the effort and everything else in it, and then they wonder why it doesn't pan out for them. Um, so I'm thanking you. I'm thanking all the DJs. Um, I got to meet so many amazing DJs, top 40 DJs like Dan Matthews, um, Czar Hamilton, Sean Hollywood Hamilton. You got Joe from Pulse. You got Frankie Vasquez. You got Chulo. You got Lex from Extreme Mix Radio. I could go on and on. You got my boy Dutch, uh, Dutch Mars, and you got Peter Quest. All these people that show me support and love. MGC Radio and um, John D'Angelo and so many other people that support me and show me love every single day. And I'm like, they're like, hey man, how do you connect with these guys, man? How you get it done, Vin? I get it done. Can't just not do anything. That's not in my DNA. That's not in my vocabulary. I have to always do something. And people got to know that from me. And they want to know what's the next thing that I'm doing, what's the next outlook of what I'm looking to put out. And I always tell people you have to make a signature of you, okay? Everyone got to know what I do. I always try to outdo myself each and every time. But that's me. That's in my DNA. I just can't I learned from a lot of great people. I learned from people like Junior Vasquez, Jelly Bean Benitez, Giorgio Moroder, Frankie Bones, and many other people. Vince McLean, Charles Alexander, that worked with Jodeci and LL Cool J, um, Rick Van Shooten, that worked with Madonna and worked with Evan Neville and all these other artists. I could go on and on and on of all these people that I worked with. Um, and I worked with so many of them. You know what I mean? It's like, and they were my mentors, and I learned from them as being a pupil. It's 9 o'clock, guys. My phone, my computer clock is on. That's why you're gonna hear it. I'm doing this video. It's 9 o'clock p.m. On a Wednesday, and I always said I was gonna put out this video every week, and I'm trying to definitely do that. I'm playing catch up right now, and that's what I'm trying to do because I just recently did number episode 11, and this is episode 12. Um, and I definitely wanted to do it also because I wanted to thank Jorge for sending me the water bottle, and I wanted to thank him. And I said I was going to do it in my next episode, and this is episode 12, and I'm doing that right now. And I definitely wanted to do it for that reason. So I wanted to do one earlier to play catch up. So I put out 12. So you'll have 2 episodes that came out, I believe, this week or close to this week. So I'm doing what I said I was going to do, trying to do as much as I can. Honestly, these past few days, I actually was working so hard and so much that my body just shut down on me. I started feeling myself getting sick. So I had to automatically start taking care of myself because I didn't want it to get worse. So I started doing what I needed to do to recoup. And people don't know that that's so important because if you're doing something like music or graphics or anything that has to do with your mind working, you always have to be 100% healthy. And you definitely have to understand that. If you don't understand that, then things are going to turn out in a bad way for you. So I started feeling myself not feeling well. So I took care of myself. So now I'm starting feeling better. I was supposed to finish this video last night, but I went to bed and actually feel better that I did that. So I'm doing it now. I have more energy. I'm more involved in it. I actually re-recorded this video again because I didn't like the way it sounded. So I'm always a perfectionist at what I'm doing. So let me touch off on one thing. I had this conversation with a friend today, and we were talking about, you know, how many people are doing something in life and they're not really pleased and happy with it. And I said to that person, well, that's their choice. If they choose to stay in that situation, that falls on them. It doesn't fall on anyone else. If you're not happy doing something, then you move on, you figure out something, a new game plan, and you find what's going to make you happy and what's going to bring you joy. Because there's nothing worse than going to somewhere, especially a job, a place of employment, that you're not happy being there. You don't like the environment, you don't like the situation. You see you're not going anywhere, you see you're not being appreciated. There's a lot of things that tend to that. And you have to understand, when you're not happy, okay, in life, and you could look into these things. I'm not bringing this up to you. You could actually look into and read about it. You start disrupting hormones that actually make you get older, make you feel older, make you age faster. And then you get people saying to yourself, "Hey, what did happen to me? What did I do to myself? Why am I this way? Why did everything change? How many people get married, right? And the first year of marriage, everything is great. You guys are going to the gym, you're taking care of yourself, and then you get comfortable with each other. And it's just natural. You let yourself go. And then you start looking because the clock is ticking and time is passing. And you see Father Time catching up to you and you're saying, wow, I looked like, I always looked younger than I was supposed to. And someone just told me that I look older than I am. What's going on? So then you try to hit the reset button, and maybe you pushed it so long that you can't push that reset button. But there's no word can't, there's always I can. You shouldn't rely on the word can't. Everything in life is possible. Is the question is, how much time and effort are you looking to put into it to make it happen? So if you're not happy what you're doing, if you're not happy, a job, a relationship, a marriage, anything in general, then change it, because the pursuit of happiness is the most important thing in life. And it's actually documented that people that are not doing something they enjoy doing, not happy with their day to day activities and lives, they don't stick around on this earth much longer. You know, their lifespan shortens more than you can imagine because they're not doing anything that's bringing them enjoyment and content. So in life, you have to be happy. Don't be in a marriage that keeps your life miserable, because like I said, tomorrow is never promised, and you have to understand, in life we have to do what we need to do that brings us happiness, whatever it may be. A lot of people have hobbies that make them happy. It's that little change in life, that that thing that they do. A lot of people, do modeling cars and planes. Other people breed animals, whatever in life that gives you a little enjoyment and gives you that little change up, that helps you more and more. Then there's other people that are uh more into their vanity and, looking good and feeling good and eating right. You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. How many times we eat something and we say to ourselves, I know this is not good for me, but I'm eating it anyway. And then you feel like crap. So if there's something that doesn't connect to you, it doesn't relate to you anymore, like I said, everything in life is choice. You could always change it. You know, if you say you're going to do something, then do it. Don't just say you're going to do it and not do it. You know, like I said, everything in life is choice. The question is, the choice that you pick to do, is it the correct choice for you? You know, I'm going to leave off with a rap because I know you guys always look forward for me doing a rap. So hunger and pain each and every day, struggles and heartache drive you insane. Understand the life and the torment and the people that leave us in Maine. Situations change every single day. The truth is, as it may be, Life is what, not what you see. The truth is what you might bring to life to you and what you set off in life that will relate to someone close to you. Things are not what they seem to be. Understand, there's other people in life that have less than you, but you might have more than them. That is true. But the question is, are those people more happier than you? Life is something that we lead every single day. Doesn't matter how we lead it in any situation of the day, but what we bring into this world each and every day. The pursuit of happiness is true, but does that bring energy to you? And do you see your life becoming what it needs to be or coming unglued? Understand the agony of what we do every single day and the torment that takes certain things in life away. But understand this is true, but this might not relate to you, but it might relate to you someday is true. So do what you do and do as much as you can and understand that is the plan. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is Vinny Venom. This is Getting Into the Business, the music business. That is episode 12. I am Vinny Venom, your host. If you got a lot of information from this, definitely subscribe, definitely like, definitely comment, definitely share. And till next time, I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you on the next episode. Okay, take care.
BeatCutterz Music.